Hello, good fellas. We have our first session. Uh, Today is me here, Evgeny Bondarev, and our special guest, Vignesh.
Yeah,
We,
hello, I'm Jimmy.
we're gonna talk about some topics that we picked up earlier. We are planning to have a series of videos where we discuss the conceptually uh, all around the post-processing and MTK developments. Also, because why not? We can actually also speak about the simulation. Uh, the many folks, the many our colleagues, they're pretty diverse and participate in development in post processors and CSC drivers at the same time. And this is very interconnected topics. So yeah, I know the group was uh, designed to be a post-processor place, but it can evolve. Let us know if you want to enlarge the scope of conversations. And let's start rolling.
Yeah, sure.
Today's topic is the first one, a very short introduction for where we are and well, where are we came from. And also the next four topics we're gonna discuss conceptually about how post-processing tools evolved with time and what we have right now on our hands and why actually people still use multiple tools instead of use the latest and greatest, and some other controversial things like a post hub and like the wild diversity of code source, why every partner use their own code base, I think.
Okay, we can start with the introduction first. Okay, so first of all, we both introduce ourselves. Okay, can I start now? So I am Vignesh. Yes, full name is Vignesh Babu. Yeah, you may get in through in LinkedIn ID, Vignesh Babu T. Currently, I'm working in Bosch Global Software Technology, which is located in India in Bangalore location. I have in total 9 years of experience in NX CAD and CAM topics, so on. I started my career in 2015 as a CAM programmer, and I have started in 3 axis, 4 axis, 5 axis milling programmings, and slightly I'm moving into turn mill programmings. Then I got a chance for work that in overseas, like Malaysia. From there, I have been over 4 years, around 4 years experience there. Then I came back to India. Then I worked currently working in Bosch. So since 2018, I am in development space, and I started in post processor development. Then, yeah, of course, the recent yeah, technologies like a post configurator, which is Siemens introduced. Yeah, since I know wrong, in 1953, that post builder development, Siemens already stopped it. So, recent technology is post configurator. So, yeah, of course, in going forward, post builder also is not like Siemens maintenance. It is already they are removed that maintenance in since 2406 or 2306. I'm not sure. Yeah, so we need to adapt with that technology. Yes, post builder and post configurator. Yeah, both are having advantages and disadvantages. All.
I'm working with Siemens NX since 2012. I have been working with CNC machines since 2007. I have gone through all stages from operator of CNC machine to manufacturing process engineer. So I dedicated almost 17 years of my life to this area, and I was curious inspect the manufacturing processes based on CNC machines from different perspectives and angles. from the perspective of the person who operates it, from the perspective of person who manages the load of CNC machines fleet, for example, from programmers, etc. Because at the as a result, we have a part, and we have to have a part in a given time. We have to produce a part in a given time with a given quality that customers expect from us. And this is a complicated topic because many engineering ideas comes or meets at one point to make it happen. So I started my journey with post-processing, I think close to 2015 probably. I have had already a decent experience, hands-on experience programming parts and producing parts on CNC machine with NX CAM. And then I was interested to look at post-processing side. And from post-processing side, after a while, I shifted to simulation, combined it all together, and now we have this MTK concept, like machine toolkits concept in an XCAM, which is really nice, and it helps. I should admit, it helps a lot to CNC programmer. So I've been doing post-processing development and simulation development for a living probably like 7 years on daily basis. That's my most recent background. But as I mentioned before, I've been working handy on CNC machines. So through my career, I've seen all in and outs of this career path. And now I want to share my vision, my thoughts about it with you, and hear you in return. What are your thoughts, etc. Thank you very much. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, thank you, Evgeny.
As a first, like, serious conversation here, we want to introspect a little bit on post-processing development ways, how it all starts and where we are right now, because understanding the history helps us predict, and understanding the possibilities in the future, where it will go. As you know, so far we have like 3, let's say, main tools for developing post-processors, right? So you can go and actually write and edit directly text files. Then nothing wrong with it. Like, you have the full access. You are limited by your fantasy and your knowledge. Before PostBuilder, there were also a command console application that guide you step by step to define kinematics of the machine, etc. But I didn't witness it. Okay, I started in 2012 poking the PostBuilder, and I started from that point. Although I did a lot of modifications still directly with a text editor, because it was just convenient and easy and fast. Then spent it like 5 years probably with PostBuilder, and then from 2020 I shifted to Post Configurator. To be completely honest, it wasn't my choice. It was a choice: I have a job or I don't have a job, you know. So what do you think, Vignesh, about these 3 main tools that we have right now? I mean, is it correct classification in your opinion? Have you gone through all of the stages, or maybe what's your experience?
Yes, I gone through post builder and post configure this both stages because I started this post development journey on since 2018. But in past 2 years, yeah, almost 2 years, I mean started doing on post configurator. But personally, I love post builder because I'm doing for more than 4 years in post builder. but I love to do that post builder with the help of post builder to develop the post processor because I have experience in CTX 1250 and NTX 1000 in in multi-channels machines. Yeah, that is really great tool post builder for especially multi-channels because come into that post configurator slightly we have some headaches because main thing is UI, also commands, everything is different because here is like a completely library commands, but from there we are using in completely mom manager commands. We need to always we need to check with that commands which is really work for that particular situation. We need to go on through the documentation. This is like add on too much headache for developers. Also we need to modify with the UI inside the post configurator. That also is record for while we are developing through post configurator. It's like add-on headaches, but still I believe one other advantage in post configurator. Yeah, some events is we can getting through templates probably for until multi-axis. Yeah, we can able to develop easily in through templates in post configurator. Probably post builder can't because we need to develop our own macros and own TCL codes in the post builders. But in post configurator is like also other advantage in post configurator, source tool in post configurator that also Siemens released. So yeah, we can able to use more widely with the help of post configurator. But I don't like post configurator, but I love post builder, especially for multi channels. Once we are started developing through post configurator multi channels, this is like a really hectic for development. To you, Eugenie, regarding in multi channels, I know you are also looks very extensive experience in multi channels. What about you say about in especially for multi channels? I don't ask about in 5 axis or any turning or any 3 axis. I'm only talk about multi axis. Which is the best tool for your opinion?
Okay, yeah, I have developed a couple of multi-channel machines. I have some thoughts about it. I want to just save it and express it after we go through like these three tools, like feel the philosophy of every tool, and then I want to like jump back and express what hurdles do we have right now and what challenges do we have in general, like because of evolution of machine tools and how these tools help us to overcome these challenges. And for example, we start with plain TCL files. It's a basically that's a source code that consumed by mom manager. This is open source code, right? We can modify it directly, and basically you leverage mix of TCL native commands, some mom commands that Siemens provided to us already, like mom output literal, etc. And you can also leverage the library commands included in out-of-the-box installation.
Yes.
The main challenge that I see it is that, yeah, developers should know TCL, and developers should be a programmer. It's not necessary to know design patterns, I don't know, cloud technologies, all this fancy stuff, but you need to know what is variable, what is the life cycle of variable, what is the scope of variable, like is it global, is it local, what is the namespaces. It's actually not hard to learn, to be honest, and
Yes.
TCL is easy language. It's
Yes.
easy.
Yeah, of course. This is not a object-oriented language. This is like a user-friendly language. Yeah, anyone can able to learn easily in
Yeah, like to
TCL.
be completely fair, you can create objects and manipulate, but for what we are doing, TCL is very easy to learn.
Yeah.
And this is the benefits. The challenges with this approach. You can see that the files are very long. Basically, you can split them. You can source one file from another file, etc. Try to allocate functionality by turning, for example, by drilling application, etc.
Yeah.
You need to track. and be aware of all dependencies that you have. And also you need to be aware of mom events. So you
Yes,
need to
of course.
know that, okay, we have actually mom start of path event, right? You need to
Yes.
know where it happens. You need to know what's the purpose of this event and what you typically output to NC file from this event, which is also not a big deal, to be honest. If you have experienced mentor, can dive you pretty fast into all this stuff. Yes, you need to have the understand of the structure, mom events, and what's going on in the background, but at the same time, with a proper tool for analyze your text file, you can uh, pretty nicely handle the job. Like you can inspect all events that you have. You can track the workflow, what's going on between events, etc. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vignesh, but I think that these factors like non-visual representation of architecture, direct copy paste or direct typing, it gives an impulse to develop something more visual with partially graphical user interface as a post builder. I think the reasoning behind was that, okay, how we can standardize the development process, how we can provide developer with a better understanding of the sequence of events and reuse some code base. Yeah, and that's probably why post builder appeared.
Yeah, you are right actually. But in probably in developments, moreover, we have a debugging tool for in review tool option inside our NX. Yeah, that could be the fine. With the help of review tool, we can able to develop or debugging our code, and we need to rearranging it our scripts in the TCL. So it's probably is fine. Moreover, but when we need to check this all the orders of our events in come into that post configurator, yeah, it's quite difficult, right? That also is a disadvantage in post configurator, I believe, because we need to click that inspect tool. So through inspect tool we need to check that events and events orders and everything. Yeah, probably you are right. Is the best tool for we can identify that orders of events through post builder. Yeah, instead of core TCL. Yeah, we can add it whatever extra procedure we want. We can add it or we can enable it inside that events. Yeah, one good example is is like a header of our program. So we can add it easily through our post builder. Can come into that post configurator. It's quite difficult. Yeah, there's have some
And
advantage and disadvantage of both.
actually, that's brilliant. You have self-explanatory sequence of events, and you have self-explanatory blocks of code, or it's actually procedures, right?
Yes.
That that's easy. That's representative.
Yeah, it's very easy to identify where is our procedure is called, and if it is affects only which event, we can able to detect it easily on
Yeah.
here.
The thing is that, like visual, it takes a lot of efforts to create this visual representation.
Ah, yeah, it's a good point actually.
Probably what they didn't make through, it's a 2 or 3 channel machines. Like we don't really
Hmm.
have the visual representation of channels so far. Neither
Yes,
post builder, neither post configurator doesn't represent channels visually. I
yes,
agree.
yes.
And this is probably like one of limitations they're bumped into. Like they cannot visualize everything, unfortunately. Like human brain can create like very complicated constructions inside, but to visualize it takes enormous amount of time, or I don't know, efforts or development force, whatever it is. Yeah, but it's logical, like it's logical evolution. Okay, we have these text files and we can do development process better by representing the mom structure and sort out the code that executes at a at particular point. You know, that seems logical. But yeah, of course, with some limitations, etc. But it was a great leap in a
Hmm.
development.
Yeah, yeah, you are right. Yes.
And then after post builder, we have post configurator, and that is where the logic, in my opinion, breaks a little bit. It's not completely broken, but I mean evolution logic. It's changed. I think the paradigm changed. I have sense that Siemens just switched the paradigm how they're gonna communicate with developers and how the developers will exist. Thoughts that I have, like that they said, okay, probably we have a better way to provide out of the box solutions. So how
Yeah.
can we do this? Like it's a logical decision to create internal team that will provide universal, some kind of universal libraries with open end for customization. But the one thing that you can provide the open source code with nice representation and some, development tools to modify this code. And the other thing, when you provide the tool that dictate the way you do your work, I think post builder, it was from the paradigm perspective, it was visualize for you the workflow of post process. But post configurator, it dictates you how you should work. What do you think about it?
You are probably correct. Compare post configurator for especially this stage. I would say post builder is better, but in post configurator, other advantage is we can customize that UI is through in that post configurator very easily. When we go into debug with the UI, then we can able to customize it, and we have to rearranging it whatever we want. That is the other advantage in post configurator. Yeah, it's not completely visualized for yeah it, channels and all, but yeah, probably we can customize UI whatever we want. That is the other advantage for that post configurator. Yeah, but disadvantage is, yeah, it will take time for understanding that complete concepts of UI, and yeah, how that works in that backend. That also is slightly tricky in post configurator. But come into that post builder, that is, it's more transparent and very easy to understand for all the UIs, and yeah, in that machine control, that UD development areas, yeah, custom cycles development areas. It's everything is more user friendly, but is post configurator is quite difficult for developer perspective.
You mentioned a nice point about the user interface that we can provide to customer, right? To
Yes.
either limit the ability to modify the post processor, or
Yes.
we can also expose something in addition to give them some switchers or toggles for their particular business logic. I don't know, like additional input fields for their specific information, etc. Yes, it can be useful. So the taste of post configurator in general is that it hides the internal architecture and it tries to expose you the machine functionality. I think that's pretty fair impression on the post configurator. But when I talk about the broken evolution logic, what I mean that okay, we have right now like machine oriented tool that emphasize how machine is configured, but we still need to go for like any real customization, we still need to go to the TCL. There is no button to create chain. There is no button to add a new channel. So the UI, as it was partially representative and functional in Post Builder, as it stay here in Post Configurator, it doesn't expose more functionality. And if you need to create second channel, and if you need to create a chain or do some special output to the header, to the program header, or special outputs, any special outputs based on tool change, operation change, some head change, logic and attachments, you still go to TCL. And it's now harder to work with TCL because we have tons of syntaxes sugar that we need to learn. We need to learn buffers. We need to learn TCL special, post configurator special procedures, etc.
Yeah, special configuration, etc. Yes.
Yeah, so I think in one of the next videos we need to detail the benefits and disadvantages of post configurator, post builder, and my intention to bring the community to the community, or bring the community to a vision, what actual tool do we want and what actual tool we can get based on restriction of TCL itself, I don't know, visualization frameworks, any like GUI frameworks, etc. Because, well, the reality is that we won't have the ideal tool for everybody just because there is a physical like restrictions. But we can come and move as close as possible to make our development process as flexible as we need, as convenient as we need. Looking back for my 5 years experience with Post Configurator, I would say that the development time actually increased. It's increased. Customers pay more for developing post processors. The thing is that Post Configurator gives ability to the customer who have up to 5-axis simple machines do it by themselves, generally speaking. Almost all mold die industry, I think, and turning industry, they don't have complicated scenarios. It's not aerospace with narrow areas and parts where you have to go with right angle heads or whatever head it is, like. So, and we are right now in a situation when the easy work is gone from us and we have complicated work. And complicated work is easier done with direct, to be honest, like, with all respect, the complicated work is easier to be done with a direct text edition. Because from my perspective, because the complex work usually done by professionals know what they're doing and where to go to modify. And B, it's just fastest way to modify it directly with text. There is no way faster. That's kind of my taste. What do you think, Vignesh, about like the new distribution of workload, etc.? Any thoughts?
Yeah, you're probably correct, Ginny, because coming to that, some complex development, like two channel, three channel machines, it is like we need to do a lot in post configurator UA and layer manager. We need to add a new procedures, multiple procedures. This all is like hectic for developers, actually. That is good point because we need to play both TCL and in that post configurator UI. So we need to play both. Then it is quite difficult for who are doing in development of post processors. Yeah, I have also planned to develop for my multi-channel machines through post configurator because I need to migrating my post builder, post processor to post configurator. We'll see how much time it's going to take and all to develop multi-channels in post configurator.
I mean, everybody knows it. Like you go
Yeah.
to mom start of pass and insert just one condition. If the channel ID is one, you will execute whatever is the
Yes.
body of procedure. If the channel
Yes.
is two, then you
True. Yes.
execute a different post of procedure, block of,
Yes. Of course. Yes.
etc. And you can have 10 channels. Easy,
Yes.
peasy, lemon
Yes.
squeezy.
Yeah, your point is correct. Recently, we have in post builder technology post. I did a lot of customization in UDE. Yeah, I did complete multi-channel development for NTX 1000 machine with the help of post builder. Yeah, I play a lot in that area. But coming to that post build, post configurator, yeah, I think about quite hard for multi channels.
I think,
Yeah,
yeah, the last mention is that we pretty much already covered the unique challenges between different tools. So
yeah, yeah.
we can say that third topic is also closed. And for today's wrap up, Vignesh, I think it's worth to also discuss the last two topics. We can go like in a mixed expressions about it. They are very close, like post hub and kind of library of templates, of post templates, what we have seen so far in post builder, right? We had a templates and post builder, and now we have the base of templates and post configurator. We know that they are organized quite differently, and we have this concept of layers in post configurator. So I'll give you a first word. What's your expression on post hub, and do you think it's really useful? And have you had interactions already with it? Tell us, please.
Yes. PostHub I have been used so far in past 1 year. So I have PostHub 3071 for SMKS advanced license as well. But I don't think so. It's so useful, but it is useful. But it is completely useful for our users. Yes. But in that developer's perspective, it is completely not useful. Uh, as far as I know, in Postgres, is like everything is like general developments which we did it Siemens guys. But come into that some advanced level or customized level development, still we need to customize it Postgres post from our end. That is really added headache for developers. The other advantage is yes, yeah, resellers. Those guys are who are developing some complex machine kit. So those guys are enable it, make a help of PostHub. They made it marketing for respective their machine kits. That is the added advantage in PostHub. Not only that machine kit, which we have developed any new tool or any new add-on, yeah, we can able to available it, make it available inside the PostHub. So like a yeah extra fast, like a third party tool. That is the added advantage actually in the PostHub. So we don't have to do any additional marketing stuffs anymore. So we can able to use more user friendly in PostHub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Thomas also asked me in that few months before. Yeah, I have developed yeah, NX file autosave tool. So he asked me about if you want, we can kept it post hub for our users, like for our community. He told like that, but yeah, we'll see. This is really good actually in post hub. But in the developer perspective, I completely hate post hub because everything is like be machine kit scenarios, like a general scenarios not developed in post hub. Nothing like in yeah shifts or like additional UDs or yeah someone complex stuff is not there. Still, we need to develop it in ourselves. Even though we go into buy a license, also it's not quite useful for us. It's enough we can able to use it OTB stuffs, or we can scratch it easily through OTB machine kits. Still, I believe same like that. What I can say. What about you, Evangeline, regarding in Postgrad?
I have mixed feeling about it. I like the idea of kind of shared place where everybody can put their empty case, their kits. But at the same time, for example, our company, I'm working for Empire Dynamics right now, and we put some kits in the post hub, and it was like probably 1 year ago. Nobody reached us back since. Maybe it's a part of. I think this is like perfect example that the idea is great, but in realization of this idea, we go into all nitty and gritty details. So, for example, okay, the first thing is that, as I understand, you should be a company to post something on the post hub. You cannot contribute like a individual developer. Is it also your experience, Vignesh?
Yes, exactly. Good point, Evangeline.
Okay,
Yes,
this is the first thing, right? Uh,
yes,
so you like cut off individual like contribution right from the start, but I think that's very important. Like actually, all contribution initiatives they are built on the backs of enthusiasm of individuals.
yeah,
Companies can successfully cooperate, but at the same time, it's usually very narrow scope for cooperation, like nuclear power, for example. The companies all around the globe can
yeah,
cooperate how to make the nuclear power more safe or go to the space. Like companies can cooperate in developing technologies just because they're too expensive, etc. But in our case, in case of developing uh, machine kits, basically nobody needs to cooperate with each other to develop it, and the companies have, in my opinion, the strong sense of competition between each other. And because of that, we have three kits of the same machine, for example, like groups. Like groups are kind of modern hype on Post Hub, you know.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
And that's insane. Like you have three, four versions of the MTK for the same machine, or roughly the same.
similar kinematic. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe like a size just different.
yeah, correct.
And think about the customer, like how customer should pick it up. Do you think the customer has a even like experienced customer that knows really about CNC machines and parts exactly that should be produced with these machines? Okay, this kind of customer, tech savvy, goes to the post hub and immediately he sees like a more than one machine kit. So now he has to spend a time to test thoroughly everyone before purchase. But I think they don't do this actually. They just
Yeah, correct.
go to the closest local partner and that's it.
Yeah, probably you are right. Also, one more additional point is customer. They might not be able to use it extensively for their SMKS kit. Why? Because one time only one machine can able to use it. That MTK. We can't able to use it multiple users at one time in one kit. That option is not available in that SMKS. Then we have some same kinematics, same machine, but we have 2 to 3 nodes in our machine shop, for example. Then we need to buy for 3 SMKS license. This is what I heard in past. I have experience as well, but at the same time, users can't able to use it in one kit.
Hmm,
There is some
interesting.
restriction. Is there? Is the problem actually?
That's actually something that we do not experience so far, to be honest. Like we surprisingly don't have complaints about simultaneous use. Maybe just because our kit can support more than one machine if they're really close, like by functionality. But generally, I think at one time, one programmer uses it. So we are not
Yes.
exposed to this challenge, to this trouble.
Also, suppose we have a pool user, licensed pool user, then this challenge is very sure is there. Who are user using in licensed pool,
Yeah.
then of course this challenge is there actually.
So we have this nice access. The issue number one is that there is no individual contributors. To enter it, you need to be at business level. The file diversity, it doesn't seem like a repository of the latest, greatest, and that is drives a community of manufacturers to the one point, make parts. It looks it has a small section like you can download some materials, technical materials about best tips and tricks, something like that, like how to create assembly tools, etc. You have again wild diversity of on-machine probing downloads, like you have old version, you have new version, you have version for every controller, etc. And it looks well while I'm speaking about it, it looks more and more in my mind like a dump, to be honest. Without driving it to some point, provide best and greatest solution for our customer. Like for example, like this three PAMA machines, I don't know, for three kits, different kits for PAMA. It's the same. It looks for me the same as out of the box examples. Like different developers can put slightly different functionality dependent on the case, what for they developed these kits. Like the customer has actually the different needs too, and I don't know how like other developers, but we are mostly driven. I'm mostly driven by uh, technical specification on the post processor. Customer usually has a parts to produce on the machines, and to produce these parts, we need a stack of technologies that we need to use. Like, okay, we need like Psycho 800 because it's gonna be 3+2. We need Traore because it's gonna be like 5 axis, etc., etc. But in case of if we go into details, like somebody use different, I know, Psycho 832 implementations for smooth machining or high-speed machining. Somebody can rely on heavily on UDE, and somebody can uh, automate as much as possible in the TCL.
Yeah, yeah.
And all these differences now on the post hub, and I know what customer will do with it. I like genuinely don't know really. It would be great to provide, like, to filter the solutions and provide the combinations, like the most functionally capable one, without bonding to the particular customer. Like give space for output, customized commands, customized like tool list, etc., etc. This can be also, this type of customization can be really delegated to the local developers. And yeah, by the way, another question that I wanna hear like opinion on. Okay, we have post hub. That's great, but
Yeah.
machines are like in the real world, machines they're customized a little bit differently. adjusted for the particular customers. Like they can use different types of TCPC, they can use different types of tilted planes. Somebody still don't support, I don't know, swivel with earlier, they prefer RPIs, raw PGI angles, etc. And this is what really application developers do. Like they grab that good template that provides all incomes for developer and then adjust it to the real machine that he sees on the at the shop floor. And there is a still tremendous value in that kind of work. I think this is actually the main reason why, I don't know, Poland developers cannot successfully sell their kits in the US. I mean, they can for some narrow niche solutions probably, but it's not majority. The local US, for example, clients, they always go to the local US because of the time zones, because we can go and see this machine, we can interact with our client successfully and figure it out how machine is configured, you know, how the machine tool is configured. Post Hub doesn't solve all of that. And if it doesn't solve all of that, why it cannot, like, what's the purpose to put this wild diversity of differently adjusted machine kits there? It makes more sense, in my opinion, provide as much as capable template for local developers through the Post Hub. That's in my opinion like a perfect application. So what do you think, Vignesh, about it?
Yes. Yeah, Vijay, this is your point is correct. But actually, Siemens actually he has it same way. Additional layers, yeah, additional tools, add-on application, everything. Yeah, right away he kept it inside the post hub. For example, yeah, OMP we have separate layers and turning trolley functionality where Siemens already kept additional layers. Yeah, of course, I have expected some more also. Like for example, the UA frame datum shift calculations layer. Yeah, you know, right? Like instead of cycle 800, we have machine some old machine like a 828D controllers has different scenarios for plane rotation like yeah, A rod, B rod, C rod. Instead of rotation angle, some machine has real angle calculations. So this add on all layers, which yeah, of course, which we developed through Siemens, they kept it inside that post hub. That would be great for us. So who going to use it through SMKS? They just simply add on it that layer and they enable it that functionality inside that post processor. That also is quite useful, but still it is required for local developers because those guys are only aware of some knowledge about that post configured tool, UI, and TCL, etc. Because programmers cannot be able to access it through directly which V steps replicated in the post hub. That's not possible. So still required for local developers. Just we need to enable it and add it that functionality inside the post processor. Then forward the stuff to programmers. But that is good actually. Yeah, can able to save some time because we don't want to write it our own script. Script is already available inside that layer, but not everything is available inside that layer. Still, we need to develop it, or still we need to customize it, or still we need to debug it with the local developers. So I don't think so. Is PostGub in right now? It's not quite useful for any users, but maybe in the future, yeah. Siemens has keep add on it new layers and new applications. So maybe yeah, maybe for example after 2 years, it's a really great tool for all the users. I believe.
My still biggest dissonance with Post Hub that I don't see that it drives community somewhere. It really looks like a dump.
Ah, yeah. Actually, it's really look like a dam because all 80,000, 90,000 machine kits they are kept inside the post hub. So yeah, few of them is completely free for all the users. But they are not developed properly. That first. Second is still required for local developers. Even though that is ready-made machine kit, why still required need to customize it or need to enable it additional function or something record for local developer? Then company, what is the extra advantage for that SMKS? This is first question. Yeah, and I have faced a lot of users who are in, especially in India, in south side. Yeah, I visited recently some few of some plants, but all they told, yeah, SMKS because not possible to use it multiple user at one time. That one question. Second question, still we need local developers to customize it or enable it that functionality into my post. That's what they provided the feedback recently I have received. Also from myself, also I gone through some issues inside that post hub machine kit area. For example, yeah, carrier data, everything they are copy paste and kept it. All the carrier data is not like a real machine data. I have noticed many of those machines. DMU 75, yeah, DMU 200, all machine I have noticed same OTP carrier data. They just copy and paste it inside the CSC driver. It's a completely, it's like a really dumb, right?
Yeah, so I think in general, in the first our session, we scratched a little bit some of the concepts,
Yeah,
and it would be great if more people from the community unite around like discussions and understanding where we are going and how we will exist like in 5 years, in 10 years. I know people tend to not to think about the future and just, make something that brings money right now. And it all looks great until it changes. And we can see
yeah,
that everything around us slightly changing. The thing is that if we're not changing it, so someone changes it. I mean, what I'm trying to say that it's still important, really. Like, we are the people who connect the NX CAM with the real machines. Like, we are this narrow bridge between absolutely abstract stuff. Like, CAM system is done by programmers, really. I don't think any one of them spent years in a shop floor, to be honest.
yeah. I agree that point
they
actually.
they just do whatever they told to do. Like, I don't know, the project manager just one day comes in and say, oh, we need tools, and they just create like abstract objects as a tools and then start to, I don't know, do their programmer stuff. The people in the shop floor, they need to produce goods. They need like a physical result, you know. And these differences, we bridged it. Post processors developers bridged it at the first place, and then we have like simulation on top of that, etc., etc. And there is not a lot of people. I expect actually that we have found so far like 27 engineers like we
Yes,
are.
I think so. Those guys are really active developers. Okay, you.
Yeah, exactly. I'm interested to gather like really people who are doing it on daily basis, and I stated it in
Yeah,
group
exactly.
messages and my video introduction. I don't know, 50, 100 people. We can actually start to influence. I'm not saying that we have to influence Siemens, I don't know, influence on their decisions, etc. The part that we can do for ourselves, we can do as a community, we can do our daily life, daily job better. Like, I know VS Code funded by community, right? Yes, they probably found a way how to monetize it somehow, etc., to support engineers. As we grow bigger as a community, I think like the individual contribution will go less, and it's gonna be more bearable for like individual contributor, and we can at the same time create something big that will make our life easier.
Exactly.
Like, we shouldn't compete with each other at the same level. Ideally, I see that this all post building and simulation building field area is gonna be refactoring. In the future, I think will be no space for the system that is right now. Everybody compete with everybody, hiding knowledge, etc.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be like a per country representative. Let's
Yeah. Okay.
think about future, how where is our place in the future, and do something. Support ourselves. Nobody else. We have to support ourselves.
Yes. Correct.
Well then, probably that's
Yeah,
it
we need
then.
to make us our life easier in future. Yeah, of course. We need to do it in ourselves. Yes, correct.
I,
Yeah, we
I mean,
support each other.
I always like Vignesh. I always like this. Think about one particular obstacle, like this CNC machines and CAM. It's like existing for 40 years probably for now, right?
More than 40 years, actually.
More than 40 years,
Yes.
and we still don't have a nice solution for post processing.
Yeah.
Some kind of standardization, like. And I mean, under solution, I don't mean that universal post processors for every single machine, etc. I mean like a solid start point. You like copy this template and then you cherry picking of options. You still need to invent, okay, like we have auto 3D rotation, how we can extract this angles from the transformation matrix, etc. Like, why the heck we still need to do this? I don't know. Like, there is a finite combination of all these transformation matrices, and if someone tomorrow comes to me and say, okay, I have a chart of 45 possible transformations and I know how to extract all angles for real kinematic axis, etc. I would spend the next year coding it. But after this year is complete, I have all possible outputs. I'm just looking at the as it is right now. The 40 years is gone, and people are still figuring out how to get rotary axis from the transformation matrices. Like, what the heck.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think it's a lot to speak about in the future sessions, to be honest. It's gonna be
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
great
yeah.
to bring more folks, and I'm really grateful for your participation because you're the first one who answered the call, and it supports me, to be honest. And I will hope that it will support you